Are we doing the Pledge of Allegiance now?
Yeah, the Open Meetings Act has it. I mean, if you have a flag, by all means, look at one. But yes, I believe it's on the agenda. We should do it.
All right, let's start it. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of
United
the
States
United States of America, to the republic,
for which
republic, stand
one nation,
one nation, under God,
Under God, indivisible,
indivisible,
liberty
liberty,
for all.
justice for all.
for all.
Okay, can we have a roll call?
Dick Albee.
Here. Here.
Levy.
Um,
You are muted. Unmute yourself by pressing star 6.
I don't know what that is, but
this is Catherine right here. Unmuted her. She should be able to talk now.
Okay, here I am. Wonderful.
okay.
What did I miss?
You missed the Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay, well,
Now let's do the roll call, okay?
start over. Dick Albee.
Here.
Deborah Greenacre. It's not here. Catherine Levy. Here. Bill Connor.
Here.
Don Himble.
Here,
Dennis Otto.
Here.
Lee Truck.
I'm here. Okay, next is approval of the agenda. You all received an agenda in the mail and plus the package email.
I'll also move that we approve the agenda.
Second.
I second.
Been moved and seconded. We approve the agenda.
I second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
aye,
Opposed? Approval of minutes. You received the minutes.
I so move that we approve the minutes of the March 4th, 2020 meeting.
I second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed?
aye.
Say no. Okay, public comment. As far as I can see, the only public we have here is Dennis, and Dennis is the next item on the agenda. So let's just skip to new business. The do not enter sign presentation by Dennis Terharsh. Dennis, are
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. How shall we begin?
Well, I think by you stating why you're here.
Okay. As you will see in your packet, of course, you've got you have 3 photographs and a proposed resolution that endorses my suggestion as to straightening out the signage at the intersection of Maple and River. I'm a member of the DDA Design Committee, and my proposal to them has been languishing there for a number of months, and I don't get any negative feedback on it, on my proposal. But they can't quite pull the trigger on reporting my resolution out to the DDA Board of Directors. They're in need, I believe, of some authoritative input, which is why I come to you. The Historic District Commission, of course, has no control over graphic signage, but you have a pretty good idea of contextual solutions to the historic district. And, and that's what I would like you to propose. I've got where is it? A trial, a suggested resolution. Oh, here it is. It's only a suggestion, and but it should be directed, whatever you, if you would like to make a proposal, you should make it to Barry Lind. He's the chair of the design committee, and make a copy to Kyle Mosier, who's the chair of the DDA. You've got all the materials in front of you, and is there any questions? I will do my best to answer them.
I guess my question is, who's going to be responsible for paying for this?
The DDA. I don't have it in this resolution, but the resolution that I proposed at the DDA Design Committee has in it that the DDA would pay for the mounting the signs and removing the current ones, the do not enter signs.
So do you think that this is the reason that they haven't moved on your proposal?
Say again, please, I didn't understand.
Do you think that because of the cost of it, that they're going to have to incur, that this is the reason that they have not moved on your proposal?
That issue has not even come up. They just have a fear of, and I don't know why, a fear of proposing to the DDA board that this change be made. Cost is not an issue, I don't believe. It's not a large, would not be a large cost, and DDA is adequately funded for something like this, I would think.
Well, then I guess I really don't understand what input we have. I mean, I have no problem with putting the signs up there. I think it's a good idea, but since we have no real effect on whether this is going to happen or not, I'm not sure what we're doing with it.
You are the Historic Design Commission. You carry some weight. And as I said before, you know, you have a concept of contextual sensitivity to the historic district, and I'm just asking you to apply that sensitivity in the form of a resolution to the design committee.
I noticed that the resolution is written in a way that says the commission suggests that this change be made. So I don't think we're authoritative at all on this. We're just throwing our 2 cents in that it's a good idea, that we think it's a good idea.
Yeah,
You are not authoritative as far as traffic signage is concerned. That's, you know, but, you know, you're the Historic Design Commission. That stands for something. Stands for quite a bit, I think.
Well, then I don't know. You want to ask everyone where they stand on it?
I think Dennis is referring to our input as far as the type of signage really is, or the look of it, rather than the approval of it. Is that what we're looking at?
Well, who has the ultimate authority to remove the signs? Is it the Department of Public Safety? Do we have a Department of Public Safety? Do they have anything to say about this?
Yeah, they do. But it would be difficult to, I think, justify that this would be any less safe than what is currently there, if not it being more safe than what is currently there. I think what we're looking at is that I think Dennis Terhorst, by the way, is absolutely correct that when people come to an intersection like this, what they look up at is the lights. And when they look up at the lights, if they see that arrow, it's going to be more significant than if they happen to look to the right and see that it, there's a do not enter sign. So for my own thing, I have no objection to that. I think it'd be improvement over what we have, both in terms of traffic and also in terms of design. So, I mean, I support it.
Well, I said, because we passed a resolution, that's, my question. Listen,
I'm sorry, Dick, you could you say that again?
I support the resolution, but I don't know if anything's going to be done just because we passed a resolution. If the Department of Public Safety doesn't want it done,
Yeah. All we can do is what we can do.
Well,
but you're just asking us to pass a resolution, and I would make a motion that we do pass it as read on the form.
Is there a second?
I second
Yeah,
it.
Okay, Dick Albee has made a motion to accept the resolution as presented. Bill Connor has seconded. Are there any more comments? Okay, all in favor?
Hey, Lee, I've got something.
Okay,
What type of signage then would we be approving? If we're getting rid of this, is that in our realm of having to come to approval of what type of sign is going up there? Or how it looks? We don't have anything right now that shows what's going to really go there, be replaced by.
well, we do have the pictures that Dennis has presented. Whether or not that's what will finally be approved, we don't know. All we can say is that the way it is now is not context sensitive and doesn't help the historic district at all. That's all we can say.
Will that come back to us once something is approved then, as far as change?
I sincerely doubt it.
Okay.
I think probably if it was something that was horrible, we might go back to them,
Right.
but I'm not sure that it's going to automatically come back to us.
Okay.
Any more comments? Okay, all in favor say aye.
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 All opposed? Hearing none, I'd say that we have adopted this resolution. Okay, moving on. Permit review. The only permit we have to close is what is it, 354? Yeah, 354 River Street, which was the building. Painting has been accomplished. Do we have a motion to close this?
I move that we close the outstanding permit for 354 River Street.
I got it.
Been moved and seconded to close the permit for 354 River Street.
I second.
Any more comments? All in favor, say aye.
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 Catherine, I don't know whether you can hear us. If you can hear us, wave your hand. Oh.
All
Okay.
right, I'm sorry about that, guys. I just got the audio back. I don't know if everybody can still hear what's going on with it, and I apologize.
Okay, next is public comments and communications concerning items not on the agenda. Do we have any more public here? Is 1623, is that still Dennis Terhorst? Or Or is that Catherine?
That was Dennis.
1623 is Mark Fetter.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So Dennis is gone. No public, so moving on, correspondence.
There's no correspondence at this time.
Okay, no DDA director. Museum director, we're ready for a report from you.
I have nothing.
He has nothing. Museum curator is not here. Planning and zoning administrator.
All right, so I have a permit that we finished and finalized with an inspection. It's been completed on 354 River Street. It was due to expire on May 1st of this year. Went out and checked it out. It had been painted. I provided some pictures of that, what took place. I spoke with Mark earlier in the week, and there's actually another permit that's on this, but it's not an outstanding permit, which brought my next question to you guys, which is you have outstanding permits on our permit tracker, but do we want to start tracking open permits as well?
What's the difference between an open permit and an outstanding permit?
An outstanding permit, I think Kyle had originally started tracking because they were coming up or had expired, and there was no action on them after they had expired. And an open permit is one that hasn't come up for an extension or has expired yet. There are some that are in progress
guys.
here, but I have
Hey, guys.
on one.
Hey, guys, I can't hear anything. I'm going. Bye-bye. I can't hear anything. Bye. Bye. Goodbye.
So,
Go away. Go away.
with saying that, I could start, if I find any open permits.
Turn it off.
I could track those as well.
I had thought that this list was all open permits.
I did
I
too.
didn't know there's a distinction between open and outstanding, so I would suggest and like to see this list expanded to include every permit that's open.
All right.
I agree. I thought it did too, Bill. I thought this was everything.
Yeah, I do too. Yep. So Mike, if you could expand this list to include anything that's not here that's open, I think that's what we thought we had already.
Yeah, I had thought that too, but then I had found one for when I looked up 354 River Street, the building had sold, and there was another permit on it for the person who's looking that had bought it to paint it again. And so that permit wasn't on here, so that's where the discrepancy came from, where I assumed that outstanding permits were something different. But I'm going to look through all the properties. And if there's something that's not on there that should be being tracked, I will add it to the list.
All right, what else?
That is all I have at this time. Trying to step into the position. If you guys have any words of wisdom or something that you desire from me that we're currently not providing, or something that you would like as far as direction on what you would like me to work on for you, aside from expanding the permits, you know, looking into something that you guys would like to add to you know, to our agendas or even to our you know, reporting, you know, let me know and I'll make that effort.
The only thing I would say, Mike, and I don't know if you have a way of doing this, but we have those two permits, the three permits for 411 River and then 347 and 349 River that have been extended and extended and extended, and it doesn't look like anything's happening and they're about to expire. So if you have any contact with Jeff Gordon or Paula Rosmarak, let them know that we're not going to extend it.
I spoke with Jeff. I spoke with Jeff on the last week of April, and he had expressed concern about the fact that he was unable to, with the COVID-19 epidemic, or pandemic, I'm sorry, that he couldn't get his workers out there to finish the work that, you know, had been extended for him on this permit. He had requested to be added to the agenda. It was actually the third week of April, because I gave him until the 28th to come up with a presentation that I could put in your agenda to show him, because he had said that a lot of progress has been made on those properties, and, you know, maybe, you know, some of it not being as noticeable, he could point it out. He failed to provide that on the 28th. The agendas had to go out. I put them out. He contacted me today saying that he would like to be added to the agenda. I let him know that it was much too late, and he had missed his deadline. If he would like to be added to next month's agenda, I'd be happy to do so. Please provide a packet of information that we can share with you. So, and I explained to him that this would allow for the commission members to go out and inspect the properties within the historic district, you know, to see some of the work that's been done, you know, that was provided in the packet, as well as allow you to add, you know, important conversation and questions that are relevant to his permits that he has open. He has expressed interest in giving you guys a tour, and he unfortunately is unable to do that today, but to show you, you know, his work that he's done, and he would like to do that in ones or twos if need be, because I told him he had to be careful not to have a quorum, because then it becomes a public meeting. He's expressed desire to do that in lieu of that packet of information, which I personally think that a packet of information, you know, showing what his progress that he has made would go a lot further than, you know, a tour through the building, especially with what's going on right now, that you guys could review it and then decide if, with everything that's going on with COVID-19 and, you know, the fact that there was a stay-at-home order and he couldn't get workers down there, if you would like to extend it then for, you know, whatever you would like to do. But at this time, you know, I don't have anything from him aside from that conversation, and a packet hasn't been presented, nor was it. You know, he failed to meet that deadline. So.
Okay, I would like to say something about this whole thing. The Colbert deal's only been going on for the last 2 months. He's had 10 years to work on this project. We were very clear with him at the last meeting 6 months ago that if this was not done, he was not going to get a renewal. And I don't think he can blame this not being done on the Colbert situation. I think we're just being led on and led on and led on, and I don't think it's even worthwhile for him to present another permit request, because as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to turn it down. I'm done with him. And we told him that at the last meeting, and he said he knew that, he understood it, and he'd have it taken care of. So, okay, I've said my piece.
You know, I don't know that there's any action that we want to take on this. We're beyond the point of action in the agenda. As a matter of fact, we're down to members' discussions, so we can discuss this. My own feeling about it is that the COVID-19 situation is a minor thing, but it is a thing. The other thing is that I'm not sure that we care what they've done inside it. You know, that's not our thing. What we what we said is that you have certain things in your application that were supposed to be done by this date, and we expect them to be done by that date, and that's that. But we also have another month. We got a meeting in June, and we'll see what happens. My understanding is that construction projects are supposed to be started again next week. I don't know whether that's true, but that's...
He's never had anybody working construction on this thing in 10 years. He's done this all himself.
That's right.
I don't know.
I don't know who his people are.
Yeah, I don't know who the people are that he's talking about that can't make it. So
Yeah. But, okay. Just, Mike, if you want to contact him, what I would say is that, you know, the permit expires at the end of June, and we expect it to be done by that time. And we have nothing that's been presented to the commission, no request, nothing to the contrary. So there's nothing we can do at this point.
I'd agree.
All right, I'll let them know. With Paula, I haven't contacted her yet. I will be contacting her, you know, after this meeting, not, you know, within this week, and then finding out where she's at. And then letting her know that this is her final extension, and there will be not, you guys aren't granting it as well, so.
That really pertains to all three addresses, 411 River, 347 to 349 River, right? Right.
That's correct.
Okay.
Is there anything else?
Are we gonna ask that plywood be removed finally, or do something with it? What are we?
Say again? Say
that
again?
The plywood out there, what are we doing with that? I mean, we're getting into the nicer weather already again, and here it's still all up there. What are we doing with that, or what is somebody gonna do with that?
Well, the project is supposed to be finished, you know, for the facades and all three buildings by the end of June. That's what we're doing about it. That's what the applications say.
Well, I guess what I'm trying to figure out, if he's on the inside and we have no jurisdiction or nothing to see on the inside, why is the plywood there messing up our outside, to put it bluntly?
Because there's no glass there. That's why the plywood's there.
There's no glass there at all.
No.
Oh, boy. Okay.
So part of the completing the projects, my understanding is that all the glass and everything is going to be finished.
I would have thought that would have been something to do with the outside already.
Well, he knew that it had we have only to do with the outside of the building.
Right.
So it was his understanding with us, and we made it clear last time that he had to have it completely done by June, the outside of all three buildings.
I'm in complete agreement, Dick. With you. I understand, sure. I mean, okay, let me just throw this out there. If it doesn't get done by June, what are we going to do with that outside then? Are we going to request he take it down? Or who's going to put glass in? What are we going to do with it? Just on the come on that it's not done. I mean, it can't stay like that.
Well, he can't have a building permit without the Historic District Commission approval, so he has no permit to do anything on it at that point.
No, what I'm saying is, come June, just to throw something out, if he doesn't get this thing done on the outside, it doesn't get glass in, what are we going to do with that thing then? I mean, the plywood.
Dennis, what I think will happen is it'll get reported to the city will report it as a blighted property, and he'll have to go through that process.
Oh,
I don't know what it is, but it takes forever.
Yeah, that'll be next summer. Okay.
We have no enforcement power.
I understand.
It won't be any slower than Jeff.
All right. Anything else? Mike, anything else?
You know, I know you guys have talked about the lack of enforcement, and that was something I was hesitant to bring up because I don't know the direction yet with how we would go after that. But one thing, I was thinking is, would you like me to start the conversation about possible enforcement within the historical district and tying it into, some kind of codified ordinance? You guys say blight, but, is there something we can say, hey, if you fail to, act on your permit, we're going to revoke it, and then we can, either have it, like the plywood, for instance, where, you guys do have jurisdiction on the outside. Is it something we could add to the tax rolls to make that correction for them if they fail to, act on a certain amount of time? I don't know the answer to these questions yet, but I didn't know if that's a direction that you wanted me to go and approach the city attorney on and say, they would like to put some kind of enforcement in here and tie it into, something so that, when people don't do their permitting or they just allow it to expire, they don't simply say, well, does it really matter? I'll complete the work, when I do it, or, they are held to something as opposed to, like Dennis said, where, a whole nother year goes on and there's no ticketing action or, or anything like that. Maybe getting some more concrete information from the city attorney as to what your options are would help out.
Mike, there are some provisions like that apply in certain situations. If you got a vacant lot which has too many weeds in it and the city goes in and mows it, they send you a bill for it. So somewhere in terms of that kind of a procedure, it might be where we want to be at. Can we somehow have the city hire their own contractors to go in and finish the project, and like you say, put it on the tax rolls or send a bill or whatever,
Yeah, that's so is that an avenue that you guys would like me to pursue?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
good idea, Lee.
Anything else?
I do not have anything else, no.
All right, we have a motion to adjourn.
Also moved.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, we're adjourned. Nice to see all you guys.
Yep.
Stay safe.
Everybody stay healthy.
Yeah,
Trying to figure out how to get out of here.
I'm out of here.